Hey, what's up, everybody? Digi Bro here. I'm looking to get into some of that sweet, juicy internet drama that's all the rage these days. I always told myself I wouldn't do this kind of video. But honestly, I've been watching a lot of H3H3 productions, and it looks like fun. Most of those videos are pretty interesting and informative. While I don't necessarily enjoy them for the drama aspect, I do enjoy them for the information aspect, sort of learning what's going on and how different communities and content creators are bouncing off of each other. There's some things to be learned from all that. And anyways, that aside, it looks like a lot of fun. So I want to get into some drama uh, with the Reddit board r/anime, because I have kind of a weird relationship with this board. I don't have much against r/anime conceptually, I guess. I mean, I follow the board. It's the only Reddit I actually read other than my own subreddit, and I've gotten some good information from there. I've gotten inspiration for some of my videos from there, actually. The master in the background of 40 years of Japanese animation, for instance, was made possible because I found this interview with Shichiro Kobayashi on r/anime. It did not make it to the hot page. I just happened to see it on the new page and got really excited because I was a fan of that guy, watched that video, and then wrote my video based on it. So, some great things have come out of r/anime for me. And I've also gotten lots of promotion there. But that's sort of where my drama with r/anime begins, because I've been on Reddit for probably 4 or 5, no, we'll say 4 years. And I've been on plenty of other Reddits before r/anime, and I actually used to promote myself on Reddit pretty heavily in the early days of my channel before I did anime videos, because the subreddits that I was a part of didn't have any rules against that. So I actually sort of launched my channel through promotion on Reddit. And it always seemed to me like a great way to find a community who's interested in a certain type of content, deliver that kind of content, and if they enjoy it, they enjoy it. If they don't, they don't. I mean, that's the beauty of Reddit, right? You have upvotes and downvotes. The people decide on what they like. And I kind of understand Reddit's rules when it comes to spammers, right? Like, they don't want you to constantly be self-promoting your own stuff. But the overall reticule about self-promotion makes no sense to me. This idea that, like, you're not really supposed to promote your own stuff, because if your stuff is relevant to the subject matter of the board, then why wouldn't you post it? Like, why do you need someone else to post your stuff for it to be considered acceptable for it to be posted there, as opposed to just posting it yourself? It's really weird. I find the mechanic bizarre. But, when I first started doing anime videos, naturally my first thought was, where am I going to promote these? I guess I'll look for a Reddit board about anime. So I found r/anime. And I checked the rules. Like, I read the rules of the board, because I know that some boards don't allow for self-promotion. There's no rules listed on r/anime regarding it. So I posted, I believe it was my Ghost in the Shell franchise overview video, and maybe my Log Horizon analysis within about, I don't know, were they within a week of each other? Something like that. It was around that time, real early into my anime videos. I posted like 2 of my own on there, and then I got banned. And I was never told why I was banned. In fact, it took a while for me to even figure it out. It was like I realized I couldn't make posts or reply to anybody, and then I was like, oh shit, I think I might be banned. And it was also funny too, because it just so happened I also couldn't subscribe to the site, and I couldn't figure out why. So I contacted like the Reddit administrators and was like, hey, I can't, or I contacted the mods of r/anime, and they were like, we can't ban you from subscribing. That's not a thing. Contact the Reddit admin. So I contacted them. They made it so I could subscribe, but I was still banned. So I was like, okay, well, the moderators didn't tell me anything about that. They didn't answer my question of whether I was banned or not. So for a long time, I was like, whatever. I guess I'm banned from r/anime. It's no big deal. And eventually, my videos started getting posted there, like, all the time, every time I made a video, because eventually my channel grew and it started getting, anime people watching it. So my videos started getting posted there, and the first one that, like, really hit it big on there was Why Good Anime is Hard to Make, which was, like, at the top of the hot page, like, all day, the day it came out. That video got a fuckload of views, for compared to anything I'd made up to that point. It had like 70,000 in the first day or something, which was like crazy to me. And so there was a lot of discussion of it on there, and I couldn't participate in any of it. And then after that point, like, all of my videos would get posted there, and it always made me sad because I would read all the comments on Reddit, but I couldn't respond to anything, you know? So, like, sometimes, you know, someone would say something, like, incredibly wrong, and I'd want to correct them, but I couldn't. Now, what was fun about this was that usually someone else would say what I was going to say. Like, someone would say something horribly wrong, and then someone who knows me better would actually come into the thread and, like, comment. And so it was really entertaining for me to, like, sit on the sidelines and watch these, like, arguments hash themselves out, and I thought that was kind of cool. And I was just kind of watching that from a distance for a long time. But then eventually it got to the point where, like, it wasn't just that all my stuff was getting posted there, all of it was getting really popular there. And that was the moment when I was like, all right, I'd really like to be able to, you know, to respond to comments on these and participate in the discussion. And again, I do read r/anime. It's the only Reddit board I actually read. So, like, you know, there's been other posts by other people in the past that I've, you know, wanted to comment on, but just, well, I can't, so what's the point? So I eventually contacted a moderator, and this is one of the most, like, douchiest exchanges I've ever had with another human being on the internet. So I wrote this long message. I said, like, hey, I was banned a bit over a year ago for posting 2 of my own videos in a row. I think. I was never actually told. And I was wondering if I'd ever be unbanned. People post my videos here all the time now. They tend to reach the hot page, but I can't participate in the discussion or any other discussions on the board, which I do read frequently, so it would be nice if I could post. The response I got from, I have a picture of this saved on my computer, from Iron Kraken was just the one word, nope. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I responded, nope, I can't be unbanned. Any reason why? And he said, I'm looking at your submissions, and it's all your own content still. So that was a little confusing, because I was like, well, the only board I read is r/anime other than my own subreddit, Digi, which is a Reddit for discussing my content. A lot of it's like Q&As and stuff, or me posting like little things I make that I don't really have any other place for. I'll post them on Digi, you know. It's a community subreddit in the same way that like Game Grumps or H3HD Productions is, you know, like a lot of YouTubers have these kinds of communities. And his response, and I love the wording. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because, you know, I don't want to like read this guy's posts out that were sent in PMs. But like, he says, the fact that you made a subreddit dedicated to self-promotion doesn't obviate the fact that your primary purpose here is for promoting your own content. He goes on to say that you know, he thinks I just want to be unbanned to talk about my own videos, which to him is self-promotion, even though they're being posted on r/anime, so it would be participating in the board's discussion. But he said that makes me not a community member, so my ban stays. And then he added, I can add your channel to the auto-remove list if you want to press the issue. So I was just kind of like, you know, as I mentioned before, I read r/anime regularly, and I'd like to participate in the other discussions, but I won't press the issue, buddy, you know, since you're flexing nuts on me and everything. So I just kind of let it rest after that. And then a few months later, there was a brief period where my videos actually did somehow end up on the auto-remove list. And it only lasted like a day because a bunch of people were like, what the hell, why? And then the moderators hashed it out among themselves and came to the conclusion that they would take me back off the auto-remove list. And the reason they'd had me on there is apparently because they thought it was like hypocritical or something to have banned users have their content be able to be posted, because as they had put it, like, I could get other people to post my content on there if I wanted to, you know, which is funny because I don't have to do that, because people always post my content on there because they've seen it on the hot page before and they want the karma. So of course they're going to post. Now, this eventually became such a problem, people posting my content, that people would post it like obviously before watching it and not spoiler tag it. So you'll get people who, like, I put out a video and 1 minute later someone posted up on r/anime, and then it has to be removed because the video has spoilers and they didn't mark it in the title and all this shit. So, you know, it's a fucking fiasco. But the point is, my shit always gets posted there. And I still can't respond. And over time, now that the threads get so big and so heavy. Like, that whole commenter defense force and stuff has mostly like faded away. Like a lot of the people who I used to see coming in to defend me have like they just don't care anymore. They've absconded. I don't blame them. Why would they want to fight this endless, heedless battle, to try to, make people understand my points who are never you can never win against everybody. You're fighting the ocean. I've described this several times, that when I try to argue with commenters, I feel like I'm fighting the ocean, because every time I make one guy understand, there's another guy who doesn't understand waiting right behind him. The next wave, it's just a constant wave. They never end. So I've been banned from our anime for all this time. My videos were almost banned. And then, like, over time, not only are my videos popular there, but they've become some of the most controversial posts on our anime. Because now, everyone on the board knows about me, and all of them have opinions about me. And, like, there was a period where, when the Asterisk War videos were coming out, a lot of those were pretty controversial. A lot of people didn't like that I was doing such a large series on this show, and people on Reddit are very defensive of their opinions of shows, and I don't know, it's weird. They have like this strange, bizarre combination of like halfway between a 4chaner mentality and a Reddit mentality, because like the idea of 4chan is that everyone's anonymous and therefore no one's opinion is more important than anyone else's. That's why you're not supposed to have names on there, because it's like your ideas have to carry themselves without being attached to an identity. Whereas in places like Reddit, everyone has a name, and you are rewarded for posting good ideas with karma, and your karma reflects your overall number of good ideas that you've had. So what's strange about our anime is that they have like this weird blending of those ideas, where like a lot of the board hates me because I'm like a personality, and because people follow my opinions or take the things I say, like and like share those opinions, even though that's like what Reddit is about, is being a personality and being someone who's beloved by others and whose opinions are given karma, aka respect, essentially, So yeah, it's a weird duality going on there with the users on our anime. But what finally did me in was the Erased video, which was, for a while, the most controversial post in our anime history. It's currently sitting at number 3, because eventually it peaked up with the upvotes a little bit later. Like it broke above even later, but it's the 3rd most controversial post in the whole Reddit's history. The 5th is currently the Myriad Colors Phantom World video, and then within the first page is 2 of the Asterisk War videos. So I'm basically the most fucking controversial guy on our anime. And what this has led to is that you can't post a video of mine there now without it being controversial, even if it's like the most vanilla possible opinion. I made a video about Hayao Miyazaki and how he's a cool guy. There's a video like, Hayao Miyazaki's an awesome director, here's some things he does. And that video was like 60% upvotes. Like it had a huge downvote contingent just because Digibro was in the title. My name was in the title. By the way, advice to the people posting my videos on Reddit: if you don't put my name in the title, you'll probably do better. Because my name is just like automatic downvotes now. And all the comments on all these videos are all just about me now. They're not about the video anymore. They're always about me, my overall opinions. Someone talking about how, oh, I'm surprised he didn't make a 12-part video series about this. Ah ha ha ha. Oh, well, after his opinions on Erased, I can't take him seriously anymore. Oh, he did that Erased podcast with Mother's Basement, but it was unlistenable because he cuts off Jeff so much. He always cuts off everyone he has on his podcast. He never lets them finish talking, Coming from people who obviously didn't listen to the whole podcast, didn't make it to the part where I said, Jeff, do you feel as though you've said everything you needed to say? Add anything else in. And then Jeff talked about video games for half an hour because that's what he wanted to talk about. So, but whatever. I cut him off. I didn't let him finish any of his points. I never let him finish. I never let him say his whole piece. I invited him onto my show, onto my channel. I invited him to discuss with me why he likes this show, but I didn't let him finish. I never let him finish, I sat him down at my table and just, never mind that he came on willingly, that it was like a show we did together. I'm sorry, I'm really hung up on this because people constantly accuse me of cutting other people off because I guess people don't understand what a conversation is. Like, it's when two people like talk to each other and it's not like a clean thing. We're not sitting here with cue cards, like we're not even seeing each other on video. We also have Skype lag. He lives in Vancouver, I live in Virginia. Huge distance, lots of lag. Whatever. I can't get through a Reddit thread now without people, saying these same things about me. I was on Reddit earlier and there was a Anime Maru post, the satire blog Anime Maru, about the Asterisk War, and I was like, I'm gonna go into the comments and I'll bet within the first 3 comments there'll be one about me. And of course there was, and there's a whole thread, and of course it's immediately about, like, someone's bringing up how they can't take me seriously because I cut off Jeff so much in that podcast. In this other thread about a satire post on Anime Maru, someone's talking about how they don't like me because I cut off Jeff too many times in a podcast I did with him. Jeff and I, by the way, are good friends who hang out in a chat every day together. We literally talk to each other every day. We're close buddies. Just making that clear, in case anyone wasn't clear. Like, I knew a lot of Jeff's thoughts already, whatever. I'm not going to dwell on it for too long, but it just really bothers me that people don't understand what the fuck a conversation is. Especially when the Weebcast happened, and people, like, I got the most accusations of cutting people off, even though both Jeff and Nate, aka Guy, were cutting people off constantly throughout that whole podcast. And the lag was really bad on Skype and that. Like, that's why, oh shit, I almost kicked my camera over. That's why Canepa could never get a word in, because his lag was, like, fucking crazy bad. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to give this rant about our anime, because honestly, it got to a point where I can't read the comments on there anymore. Like, for a long time, for all these years, I've been, even though I can't respond, I've been going in there, and I would always, like, I'd upvote my post so that it shows up in my liked page, which is, like, what I have, saved as a bookmark. And then I'd go in and I'd read all the comments and read all the discussions and just, to get another perspective. Because, like, Reddit comments are usually longer and more detailed. And there was a time once when my videos would have really interesting discussions on there, and that time has long passed. Now it's all just about who I am, my personality, opinions people don't agree with, people ranting on and on about my opinions of A1 Pictures. You can't walk into a thread without someone bringing up that I don't like Shinsekai Yori. Never mind that I've never even talked about the show in any depth. Just the fact that I don't like it is enough to discredit my opinion to a lot of people. Well, he only watched 4 episodes and he dropped it. Sometimes people don't like shows and they stop watching them. Just because you like the show doesn't mean that you should expect everyone else to share the same opinion, Like, I really hated those 4 episodes. I don't know. Do you ordinarily watch 4 episodes of a show, hate all of them, and go, well, I better stick it out because some guy who I don't know says it's going to get better later, No, people don't do that normally. Whatever. I'll probably end up watching all of Shinsekai Yori one day just so that so that people won't be able to say, well, he watched 4 episodes and dropped it. Blah, 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 blah. Now I'm at risk making this video of getting my videos banned from our anime for real, and I honestly don't know if I care. I mean, they're a nice stat boost. It's I get some views from there and stuff, but like, it's not worth it in a way, like, to have to see, like I don't want to look at them anymore. When people post them up there, I'm just like, whatever. It can be its own thing. I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it because the comments are infuriating and I can't do anything about them. I can watch the same person be ignorant on 20 different comments. Man, the one thing pissed me off so bad in, like, the Erased podcast. There was this one guy who, like, decided to summarize it because he was like, this podcast is so long, I'll write a summary. But it was like this incredibly wrong and biased summary of the video where he was, like, completely misrepresenting most of my points and stuff, and then other people were responding like that was actually what we talked about. Like, he basically pulled a That Anime Snob and like like completely took everything out of context, and then other people responded like, wow, I can't believe he said that, and it's like, that's because I didn't. It's So that's kind of how I see the community that's going on there on our anime. It's like, I know there's a lot of cool people on there because there used to be great comment threads, and I know a lot of my fans are on there. The people who post my videos, have been a big help over the years. Some of those threads, I'm sure, have given me like a ton of views. I'm sure that they were like a big deal. I know Mother's Basement's always been big on there. I know Canepa goes on there and stuff, and it's really helped those guys take off. I wouldn't have found Mother's Basement if not for Reddit. I found him through the Yorlai and April analysis, making it to the OP analysis, making it to the front page of our anime. So like good stuff comes out of it. It's just that like my experience, it's just been dealing with like the douchiest moderators, the most absent-minded comments, and just the fact that it's everywhere, that every single time someone mentions the Asterisk War, then there's a thread not about my opinions of the Asterisk War at all. Never. It's never actually discussing what I said about the show. It's always about like, well, he typed 12 episodes. He's not a real critic. That was one I just read earlier. Like someone going on this rant about how he's like, well, I wish people would stop considering him a critic. And then this other guy going like, yeah, he's not a critic, just opinions. Like, what the fuck? Okay, first of all, never called myself a critic. I don't think most people call me that. And second of all, what is a critic if not what I do? There's no such, like, I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole biased versus unbiased thing, because honestly, if you still think that there's such thing as objective or unbiased reviews, then it's fucking 2016. Jesus Christ, dude. Catch up with the times. This conversation's been over for 50 fucking years. Holy Jesus. I don't understand that at all, how that's still a thing. If I wanted to borrow John Oliver's "How is this still a thing?" like in just objective criticism. That's the one. The idea of objective criticism. Holy shit. Guys, come on. Catch up with the times. Jesus Christ. That's it.